Hi, and welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, Eric Knowles, but before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Hi, and welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I am your host, and I'm excited. Talking to individuals that build and grow business, that create opportunities for families to provide for their families, entrepreneurs, that's what this is all about. And I have a guy here that's, second to none. What's going on, fella?
Everything is well, Eric. Everything is well.
You know, we have Rodney McGlivery, the founder of Dream Clean Services, just an all-around guy that's just engaged with all of Miami, all of South Florida, doing his thing, and has been doing it for 20 plus years. And recently, before we go there, I was going to talk about something that you recently have done. You do so much, but the one thing that you do, and before we even start talking about the one thing that you do, we were talking about where you're from. I think our upbringing really determines of who we become. And, we're talking about the fact that you said you're from a little town in Mississippi. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I'm from Hattiesburg, Mississippi. It's in the southern part of Mississippi, and I was born and raised there. Hattiesburg, like Miami, has really different outskirts of it. So I lived in a place called Palmer's Crossing and Sheeplow.
Wait, Palmer's Crossing and where?
Sheeplow.
Sheeplow.
One set of grandparents lived in Palmer's Crossing, and the other set of grandparents lived in Sheeplow, Mississippi. Sheeplow is where the slave plantation gave my family 85 acres of land, where the road that borders the land is named McGlivery. So that's where I was born and raised.
Okay.
No electricity, no plumbing, no water. It was a farm, and my grandparents were my babysitters.
Wow. That's the time, growing up, as you said, grandparents being the babysitters, taking care of the children. That was family being together. And I think when you say that, I see the way you run your business is very involved, family oriented, and even not just with your family, but your employees and your coworkers, because I know you don't look at them as employees. You have that family feeling about everything that you do.
Well, when you start working with businesses or people, or even as you deal with people on a daily basis, I got to go back to my grandfather. If my grandfather said there was 200 watermelons on that truck, you didn't have to count them.
Mm-hmm.
There were 200 watermelons on the truck because he made sure us kids put 200 watermelons on that truck. So I would say the basis of my business today is having integrity.
Okay.
In what you perceive and what you think and what you say, or the people you talk to, having integrity. And I think today's business environment really needs that.
And what is that business?
That business, my business, is cleaning.
Okay.
And when someone asks me, what do you do? I say, I do commercial cleaning.
Okay.
If they want to know more, they ask more. But in my cleaning business, I've developed a style where it's really not all about the cleaning. It's about the communication. It's about the integrity. It's about doing what the customer asks for. I teach my employees we all should add value. If you're walking to work and you're getting ready to walk in the building and you see paper on the ground, pick it up. It might not be your job, but that's adding value to the building that you work at. So it's something as small as that. We do that in our every single day. One other thing, the business is called Dream Clean. The business is not called Rodney. So I have every employee practice and speak with all the customers. So having open dialogue with all of our customers, even if they work with the state or the city, having an open dialogue will mitigate a complaint
Right.
before it goes down an email. So the customer is truly in the driver's seat.
I love having conversations with you because you bring so much to the conversation. And you spoke about, the fact that the integrity of your grandfather, 200 watermelons didn't have to be counted. But there's some other things, our conversations about your military background.
Well, when I made the decision to go into the military, I went into the military for a reason to gather some experience so I could get right back out, have the experience, and get a big time job. I ended up staying in the military. But what I found when I went into the military, it was pretty easy for me because a lot of the things they were teaching us to do are things that my grandparents and my mom and dad, my mom being a teacher, my dad a police officer, has always taught my brother and I.
Discipline. For one.
So when I got into the military, I'm proud to say that I've been the distinguished honor graduate in every class I ever taken in the military, all the way up to airborne school. So
airborne.
I felt as if that I put a lot more into it. I put a lot more practice. I put a lot more study, being the athlete of the year and the non-commissioned officer of the year when I exited the military. I felt like I did a lot more. I felt like I studied longer. I went running before we ran. I didn't do that to be a marathoner.
Right.
I felt like if I could go running first and get to my second win, then it was time to do PT. So I just always did a lot more.
Right.
I've recently converted back to where I was born and raised. My entire life, it's always been 4 a.m. It worked well as a kid. It worked well as a teenager. So now as an adult, I feel as if now August 1st will be 1 year that I wake up at 4 a.m., to do my exercising, to do my stretching, to say my prayers. So by the time work starts and people start, I've already emailed them, text,
you got your second win.
I got my second win.
I love that.
It seems to be easier these days for me to do things like this because I'm basing it on the person I've always been. And I can contribute that to my 16-year-old daughter today. Short story.
Okay.
She came to me and she's in photography at Miami Arts Chartered. She says, "Dad, I want to take a picture of you." So I said, "Okay, what do you want? Put on your cowboy hat, your shirt, your blue jeans, and I just want you to sit on the back of your truck." So I did. I sat on the back of my truck. She took a photo of me. And then I decided, okay, great. I satisfied her. About 4 months later, I found out that she won the gold key with that photo.
Wow.
And now the photo of her fat dad is going to be hanging in the Met in New York, So I felt good that her vision and her idea of what she thought and her promise behind the picture is she now know who she is.
Wow. That's that integrity that you spoke about is that integrity that you're passing on to her as well. And, we're going to take a little break. We're going to have some of our supporters come on and talk about what it is that they're doing. But we'll be right back. And we'll be here with Rodney McGlivery and talking about some other things.
Learn and earn today at Miami-Dade College. College graduates earn 56% more than high school graduates and $1 million more in lifetime earnings. A degree from MDC is your path to greater earning power and career success. Choose from hundreds of affordable high-tech and in-demand career programs, including cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, business, and nursing. Learn and earn today at MDC and fast track your career. Enroll now at mdc.edu/purpose.
And welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber's Member Connection. I'm here with the proprietor, the founder of Dream Clean, Mr. Rodney McGlivery. He's telling us his story, how we got basically from, what was that little town?
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
And what was it?
Sheeplow and Palmer's Crossing.
Sheeplow, Mississippi. And here he is in Miami, where everybody wants to be. And, you know, it is Black Business Month, the month of August. And Rodney is kicking that off. And we're here talking about his business, how he got started in business. And beyond that, then there's this, Mr. Dream Clean. So Rodney is now an author, and you know those things that we were talking about a little bit earlier is in this book, but it's about business and it's about people, and really at the end of the day, really it's about people. So talk about this. What inspired you to write a book?
Well, you know, and I have a lot of directions that motivated me to write the book, but it really started daunting on me once I became a member at the Miami-Dade Chamber.
Hold on, not only a member, but the chair of the membership committee.
And the chair of the membership committee. You know, so after that period of time, I had been doing a lot of in-depth thinking about my business to the point where I just wanted to get rid of it. I wanted to sell it, you know, because the numbers that we were producing every year were almost equal every year, 5 years in a row.
Okay.
You know, so as I started to look for other ways and I started looking at other companies and technology started to change with the internet and being able to Google things, I started looking at other companies making millions of dollars.
Okay.
So, and me doing all the right things and being honest, straightforward, having a working, running business, you know, I just felt like I had hit a ceiling. Okay. So once I joined the Miami-Dade Chamber, I started meeting other people, you know, that ran larger businesses.
Right.
You know, so when I peeped in on what they did, you know, I emulated in the same. And when I felt as if there were certain certifications that were needed, you know, we applied for those certifications, which were free. You didn't have to spend money.
Exactly.
You know, so after doing the certifications, it seemed like every corner I came around, they wanted you to have a different certification. So over a period of time of about 4 years, we received every certification in Miami-Dade County. So whenever we do come up to a situation, you know, we have what we need. Well, with the business and what I learned was that you can be really good at cleaning, but being really good at cleaning was the same thing that held you down.
Right.
And made you make less money. So
explain.
I'll explain to you. You can still be real good at cleaning, but there's another thing you need to add to the mix. What is the relationship you have with the person that you're cleaning for?
Okay.
What are they thinking about? Are they thinking about moving from their apartment, buying a house? Or they're thinking about changing jobs, where they go to a new office where maybe they can say, hey, I have a cleaning company that can clean the office. You know, so I started putting more into what the customer was doing.
Building relationships.
So as I started doing that, it was 8 or 9 apartments a day that we were cleaning, and we were doing well. I never looked over the bridge because we were doing well. But as I saw these larger businesses doing bigger business in Miami-Dade Chamber, I thought, you know, I want to do that. I can do that.
Right.
You know, so as I positioned myself and aligned myself just to learn about it, we walked through the Miami airport for 11 years, taking photos. We have thousands of photos of something because that was one of my goals.
Right.
And I realized by the time I got to the point where I was doing bigger business, it wouldn't be about money. It would be about the relationship and the people who are helping us look good.
Right.
You know, so with my staff and my wife and my office manager, my attention started focusing on the person who's doing the thing, the person who wants coffee in the morning, how are their kids doing, what university their kids want to go to. Does their husband want to work with this? So when I started doing that, I also started doing that with other cleaning companies that I run into.
Okay. I know we talk about that all the time. There are bids, in particular, like you said, working with larger companies, working with the county, working with the school board, you have to bid on contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that you talk about that you are doing now, you are bringing smaller companies in and helping them learn what you didn't know, but they're also growing, but they're also going into these opportunities with you. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes, I happy to say and sad to say that I've contacted over 20 to 30 cleaning companies in my last 3 to 4 years. But I know as a cleaning company who has it and who doesn't have it.
Right.
So those people who are interested, they're applying, they're using the MBDA, they're filing for different grants and loans, they're getting their certifications. It sounds like me, so I can work along with them. So what I started doing is hiring them to manage jobs that Dream Clean had as a project manager,
Okay.
whether it was post-construction or whether it was a pressure washing job. But then I could also offer the opportunity to train them how to do it while they managed and pay them. Everyone who does work must get paid,
Right.
even if you're the cleaning company owner.
And one thing, you have that attitude, and I always say, you can go on a corner, four corners with, say, 54th Street and 7th Avenue, and there's 2 gas stations, or any other avenue, there's 4 gas stations. The fact that those 4 gas stations can survive, you don't have the attitude, but I'm not going to help anybody else because they're going to take away from me.
As a matter of fact, on the contrary, those companies that decided that they did not want to do work together, half of them are gone today. But my idea was, instead of us having secrets, let's collaborate with all the things that we learn about the technology. Dream Clean uses a software to run its daily operations. That's something that people don't know. But I don't want to hide that from people. I want to tell people what it is. I want to tell people how they can get it. So then when we go out into this landscape of the city or the airport or the Everglades or whatever we're doing, all the cleaning organizations are cleaning down the same line, the same way, moving technology through the system by collaborating with each other. So you don't go to one building downtown and it's cleaner than the other building.
Well, I want to grab something from the book, Time to Do the Vital Few. One of the biggest lessons we need to learn is that we do not need to do everything, but rather be excellent at a few things. And you talk about the 80-20 rule. We got a couple minutes left. Hit that.
Yeah. I believe that you have to take what you do well and do it well.
Mm-hmm.
Not halfway, not a day off, do it well. I think that as far as the 20% part, and people have asked me what is the 20% part, that 20% is that additional outside of being a great cleaner. And if you do that other 20%, communicate, make sure that you're on time, make sure you say what you're going to do and do what you say you're going to do, then that's that 20% part. The 80% is just the process.
Okay.
And most people just have the process and they don't want to do the, hey, how was everything? The after effect, the quality control, so within Dream Clean, that's our staple.
What does Black Business Month mean to you in our last few seconds?
Black Business Month, for me, it gives me an opportunity to spread the information of what I've learned to other Black businesses about doing business, especially here in Miami-Dade. And that's what I'm going to do with my book, is to not have to repeat the same thing over and over and use the book as a guide to guide you through having a good business and profiting from your business.
If someone wants to get in touch with Dream Clean, how can they do that?
If you want to get in contact with Dream Clean, our website is dreamcleanmiami.com. And if you'd like to put in an application, it's dreamcleanmiami.com/apply.
Well, this has been the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm your host, Eric Knowles. Get in touch with the Chamber. Call us at 305-751-8648, m-dcc.org. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.